Alright, hey everybody. So we're headed over to my good friend Jeff Payne's house. We're gonna look at his dad's motorhome. Now his dad bought a Monaco that was in the fire that my coach was in, except he bought it from Copart. And I asked him, why don't you ever use this thing? And he says to me, well, I just don't, I'm not quite to the time where I like to work too much. I says, well, why don't you sell it? I mean, why'd you even buy it? He says to me, well, it's kind of for the thrill, you know, see how much you can get it for and then how much it was going to take to put back together. So we'll break down the numbers real quick here. He paid $24,000 for it 3 years ago at the auction. Had about 50,000 miles on it. And then he ended up dumping about another 18 grand into it. 15 in body work, 3,000 in windshield. And then he spent about 100 hours of his own time prepping the windows up and doing those kinds of things. Now, if he says his time's only worth 10 bucks an hour to work on those things for 100 hours, I think his time's worth well over the $10 an hour. But whoever wants to calculate that, calculated it there, whatever they feel their time is worth. So that puts him at, like I said, $42,000 for the coach. He just saw one on eBay without a branded title go for $65,000. So those are kind of the numbers. Now, if you did that again today, I think you'd pay 10 grand more for it at the auction. But let's give you a tour of his coach and we'll get that started right now. And we've made it here today. So this is going to be the coach. At the time that he bought it, let's go inside where it's a little bit quieter. We'll give you a nice little walk onto the inside here. So here we are at over the door here, controls, and then the driver's cockpit area. But as you can see here on the dash, I've got some pictures. I'll throw those in also. This coach was actually in the same fire that my coach was in. And he bought it actually out of the Copart auction about 3 years ago. You know, I can't say enough about Monaco products also besides the country coach. Got this beautiful headliner here. And then this cool headliner. Lighting up in the sides. Another view of it. I know I got the room in right now. I'm just gonna run the one room out. This is gonna be a 3-slide with 2 in the living room and then 1 bedroom slide. It's got the sculpted carpet. Now this coach, he got it, like I said, about 3 years ago. He's used it on and off during the summer. I don't think he gets it out nearly enough. It does have the original Norcold in it. And that's what I tell him is about the only thing that he actually needs to work on getting changed out in here. But it's a good looking coach. It's got a great woodwork in it like all the Monaco products. Solid wood, 3/4 inch ply. None of that skeleton design product on it. But I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what they went for about 3 years ago when I got mine. And this is going to be a Monaco, and it would have been top of the line when it was built. It would be a 2003 Monaco Navigator, which luckily enough for him when he got it out of the auction actually had all the paperwork, and it included the factory dinette chairs. And luckily they couldn't steal the shower enclosure door because it was hinged. But that just goes to say that sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you gotta hunt. And it's all about going and looking at the coaches. This is pretty cool. It's got the flip down TV. It's got all the stock AV equipment in it, which his son is kind of hell-bent on wanting to get all that stuff torn out of there. And his dad says, I don't really care. But let's go outside and we'll show you the outside of it here. You'll notice here the roof air conditioners covers haven't been replaced, so they're still kind of warped. And then this one here, the fan lid. And then I love the view of the satellite dish. So these are things that don't leak into the coach and don't bother him, so he just deals with it. Got the old Braun antenna cover, hardware cover there. And then of course he had to have some dish net, so he got a new satellite thrown on the roof, converted over to the dish net. Looks like we might have a seal void right here from catching it on a tree, shoehorn into his backyard. But that's what I'm kind of over here for, was to give him a visual inspection. We're gonna go over the side that wasn't damaged. So this is gonna be the driver's side here. Like most coaches of its era, it would actually have some micro checking. Here you might be able to see it. Try to turn this at an angle. So in the dark red color, you got a little micro checking, but all these other colors are good. And then this coach is a 3-slide. And it's gonna have 2 slides up in the living room and the galley, and then it's gonna have 1 bedroom slide that runs out. So we'll kind of come up here. It's been about 3 years since the repairs have been done. If you look closely, you might be able to see it. Got a little bit of damage creeping up around the lock here on the door. Now he had to have a new windshield put in it, so that cost him $3,000 of that, and got that put in. As you can see here, these mirror heads I don't think are available, so he's running with the damaged chrome mirror head still. And then he's come along himself and spent, like I said, cleaning inside and outside about 100 hours, because he came around and did all these window frames himself before he sent it off to the body shop, and then had Coach Glass do the laminated glass in there. So it's going to be all laminated glass, so it won't actually fog up again. We'll get up close, you can kind of see there's a little bit of stuff creeping back out. But it came out pretty good. He's got it all, sealed up. Now on the side of this slide room, they came in and actually put a new skin on it. And so that way you wouldn't actually see the damage later. If you look closely in the sun, you can kind of see how they cut it into a couple chunks to actually put it on here. And then you've got the spot where they seamed it right here. It's like you might be able to see that in the camera. So the thing of it is right now, I think the Copart coaches are selling for a lot more than they're even worth, which would be more than what he bought this coach for at $24,000. That's just what I'm seeing right now out there on the market. But he got pretty lucky. He hasn't had much to do on this besides use it. Had a house disconnect relay, a couple other things that went bad at one point, but he got them all dialed in. I want to thank everybody for coming along for this tour of this fine Monaco / Holiday Rambler Navigator that was in the Copart auction. It actually cleaned up pretty good. I'm really happy for my friends that actually ended up with it, because it's actually been a really reliable coach for them. So thanks everybody for watching. I hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, hit those notifications. We'll get you some more tours of things. We'll actually probably go out to Coparts. I'm thinking about maybe flying out and checking some other units out that are up for auction. So thanks everybody. Till next time, bye-bye.